Birkenstocks. I simply can't find them anywhere.
Oh, hello! Welcome back to Hippie Notes with me, your host, Delilah Moonjava. Sorry, I was just searching around my caravan for my Birkenstocks. As we flower children know, they're essential to the hippie lifestyle. Anyway, in this episode, we'll be discussing William Golding's classic novel, The Lord of the Flies. Stay tuned to learn about whether this book truly fits our hippie ideals. In this episode, we'll also be having a special segment in which I and my sister, Moonbeam Starshine, will be singing a special song that is adapted from The Lord of the Flies and is modeled after Drake's Hotline Bling. So stay tuned for that. So let's begin the summary. So, The Lord of the Flies begins when a plane full of little dudes lands on this deserted island. At first, the boys are scared, but after a while, they realize that they can do whatever they want and there will be no grown-ups to bust them. My bros Piggy and Ralph find a conch shell and use it to call the rest of the flower children. After exploring the island with two others, Simon and Jack, Ralph, who has been voted chief, much to the other cat, Jack's displeasure. Soon after, Ralph, Jack, and Simon, two other boys, held an expedition to find out what's really on the island. Ralph decides that they must build a signal fire if they want to be saved. They make this cool fire with Piggy's granny glasses, but everybody is too busy copping out and enjoying the island's laid-back vibes to mind their responsibilities. So this signal fire ends up burning up a lot of the island. These kids are having a blast, not caring about any real responsibilities, like maintaining the fire or building a shelter. So the fire goes out. Without a fire, a ship, which is passing by, has no chance of discovering these boys. Ralph and Piggy confront Jack about this, escalating the tension between them. The little ones on the island begin to spread a rumor about this mysterious beast that has been haunting their dreams. Ralph tries to quell their fears, but to no avail. One day, a dead parachutist lands on the island, and Sam and Eric, two twins who are guarding the signal fire, mistake it for the beast. They raise an alarm and prompt a beast hunting expedition. After that, Jack calls Ralph a coward for running away from the beast and proposes to overthrow Ralph as the chief and institute himself. However, no one agrees. Furious, Jack storms out of the group, luring many other boys with his promises of real meat and having fun 24/7. Jack and his gang kill a pig and they put its head on a stick as an offering to the beast. Simon, who has stayed on Ralph's side, discovers this pig's head one day and has a vision of the pig talking to him. The pig says how it is the Lord of the Flies and how the beast is not actually a tangible monster, but is mankind's inner evil that resides in each of the boys. Knowing this, Simon runs down to Jack's pig feast party in an attempt to tell the others. However, the others mistake him for the beast and slaughter him. Jack's gang, who have practically become savages, go to Ralph's camp and try to steal Piggy's glasses in order to make a cooking fire for themselves. The next day, Ralph, Jack, Sam, and Eric, the remaining members of Ralph's tribe, go to try to talk some sense into Jack. However, Jack just laughs and orders Sam and Eric to be tied up. He also orders the murder of Piggy, who is thrown off a cliff. Ralph recognizes that his life is in danger, so he runs away. He is about to be killed by the other boys when he notices a naval officer just chilling in a ship in the water. The officer breaks up the boys and rescues them. However, it is foreshadowed that the boys will also be on their way to death, as the officer who found them was in the middle of a war. Basically, this whole story discusses mankind's inner evil and the battle between civilization and primal instinct. For my analysis, I will be analyzing a passage from chapter 4, page 70, in which Jack has just slaughtered his first pig. He noticed Ralph's scarred nakedness and the somber silence of all four of them. He sought, charitable in his happiness, to include them in the thing that had happened. His mind was crowded with memories of the knowledge that had come to them when they closed in on that struggling pig, knowledge that they had outwitted a living thing, imposed their will on it, taken away its life like a long, satisfying drink. This passage contrasts words with a positive and negative connotation. At the start of the passage, words such as scarred, nakedness, and somber silence are used, which contrast with charitable, happiness, and memories. This passage shows how Jack is turning evil and savage as he is celebrating a cruel act. This passage shows how Jack is gradually turning evil, as the use of the words with positive connotation denote how Jack is gleeful about this killing of the pig and show his evil side. However, the negative words also show the conflict within his mind about whether he should feel happy or sad about the death of this pig. After the slaughter of this pig, Jack can think only about the joy of killing, not how he has stolen a life away. The words outwitted and imposed further emphasize Jack's primal instinct of selfishness, violence, and dominance over others, qualities that Golding finds to be at the root of all human nature. Jack is also displaying the theme of weak versus strong. Jack loves to dominate other people, shown in his desire to be the leader or chief, and this incident is almost a foreshadowing of the incidents to come. To be honest, although I thought this book was going to be really groovy, I didn't dig it as much as I wanted to. The characters felt a little flaky and shady, and the plot was also quite confusing. For example, I didn't understand if the sow's head was supposed to be an element of magical realism, or just a vision that Simon has due to his delirium of living on the island for too long. One pro that I would have to say for this book is that the imagery used is very beautiful and adds meaning and contrast to the boy's violent life on the island. The meaning of the book is clear through Golding's writing. Mankind's inner evil could take over if we're not careful. Unfortunately, this whole book advocates violence, which is absolutely against my personal countercultural beliefs. In our current society, there is too much war, not love. We need free love. As a hippie and proud counterculturalist, I can't allow any more minds to be polluted by this violent book and this version of evil human nature. We can all take a stand against this inner beast of ours. And if we are to teach this book in schools, it must also be with a supplementary message that we must love, and that the actions in this book are mere caricatures. We need power to the people. This is Delilah Moonjava, and thanks for joining me on another episode of Hippie Notes. Ever since you landed here, you gotta be a leader of them all now. Everybody knows and Jack feels left out. Boy, you got him down, you got him stressed out. 'Cause ever since you landed here, you started wearing less and going out more, and proving that you're real good at hunting boars, hanging with those peeps that you met ashore. You used to call them on your conch phone all day when you need their attention. Call them on your conch phone all day when you need their attention. But you know that he thinks he's king, and that can only mean one thing. You know that he thinks he's king, and that can only mean one thing. Ralph's dead meat. Ever since Jack left your tribe, you and him, you just don't get along. He makes you feel like you did him wrong. Going places where you don't belong, like his territory, whatever that means. You used to call them on your conch phone all day when you need their attention. Call them on your conch phone all day when you need their attention. But you know that he thinks he's king, and that can only mean one thing. You know that he thinks he's king, and that can only mean one thing. Nobody listens to you anymore, Ralph. Like, you just gotta accept it. Too bad for you and your ideals, right? Adult cynicism of life. Power to the people. I'll see you next time. It's Delilah Moonjava.